up any big man. It's just 7-inch difference is about it. And he's no Diddy, but he's a great guy. He's gonna give us a hard fight, but we're not gonna scout him up any differently. We're gonna stick to our game plan.
Man, no Diddy is a phrase that is being coined in 2024 amidst all of these allegations that P. Diddy recently has been faced with since Lil Rod, a producer on his latest album, and Cassie initially Cassie came out to speak out against him. But the Fed's case against Diddy just might be airtight. Now remember, 50 Cent said they're not gonna pull up on you like that unless they got something. Excuse me. Not gonna pull up on you like that unless you got something. So I know that Cassie signed an NDA agreement and all of these different things. We're gonna dive into all of this, and we're gonna also figure out why Cassie is able to speak despite having the NDA and how all of this is gonna work against Diddy. But let's go ahead and get a good summary of all this, and we'll dive into it afterwards.
Federal investigators apparently have secured a key witness against Sean Diddy Combs. TMZ reports the rapper's ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, is cooperating in this sex trafficking probe. Now, she was the first person to come forward with allegations of abuse, which Diddy continues to deny, but the rapper continues to lay low. Went for a bike ride in Miami, but he was spotted riding that bike yesterday, saying hello to fans along the way. Apparently, he was out for about 45 minutes and a lot of pictures along the way. Todd Pyro, the co-anchor of Fox and Friends First, also a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
You say the point off the top that needs to be remembered here is that no charges have been filed. Okay.
Correct.
Take that on its face. What comes next then?
Well, that obviously is the big question. And on this Cassie stuff, people are wondering, well, she settled. Didn't she have a non-disclosure agreement? We have to remember, non-disclosure agreements are for things that are untoward, not for serious crimes like the allegations of sex trafficking. Sex trafficking isn't just untoward. It's a heinous crime that you cannot disclaim in a non-disclosure. So that's why she's able to talk to the feds. So what's happening right now? They want an airtight case because you're not going up against Todd Pyro with no resources. You're going up against Diddy. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars to defend himself. They need to make sure that this case is as airtight as possible. And as well, Bill, you have to remember, a lot of the characters that you would be putting on the stand in a case like this, let's not say they're probably not the Harlem Boys choir. They themselves have credibility issues. So you want to make sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and then you get the full range of every possible witness you can get into that complaint, because right now it does look bad for Diddy, but you have to make sure if you're the feds that is airtight.
So to that point, celebrity reaction to the mansion raids. Okay, so 50 Cent said they don't come like that unless they got a case. And then this one from Aubrey O'Day. Respectfully, I've been telling y'all this for 2 decades, and did anyone listen? No. And then Suge Knight says he's got a warning. I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets. Who's involved in that little secret room you guys are participating in?
To me, the Suge Knight comment highlights what I think is the biggest unanswered question in this case. How far does this extend? Are we talking Epstein level? Are we talking Weinstein level? Because there are unconfirmed reports that Diddy had cameras in his various rooms for his various parties. The thought process being, am I going to be able to get blackmail against individuals that come to these parties? You're doing that not for, again, the Todd Pyros of the world. You're doing that for real famous and very powerful people. So
unconfirmed.
That's why Suge's comment is so fascinating. As for the other 2 comments, yes, Aubrey O'Day probably told a lot of people, but me telling you at a cocktail party is a lot different than speaking down under oath to the feds. And you have to realize that. That said, everybody seems to be singing right now. And so I think that's where they're going to get, the feds that is, the full range of witness testimony against Diddy.
Okay, so you had Cassie filed, and it seemed, and then she settled the next day.
Right.
So that's out there. And you have 3 other women and a man who filed accusations. Are these accusations all the same? Are they similar?
They are similar. They obviously result from a different nexus of action. You know, there aren't necessarily the same event all 4 times by your count, but they all go for around the same thing. And so the question becomes, how credible are those 4, but how far does it extend? I think it extends way beyond the 4 if I'm sort of reading the tea leaves, but we won't know that until the feds finish their investigation. You have to think, though, if they are going in guns blazing, literally like they did at these mansions, they have to feel confident that they have a lot more than just these 4.
Some are saying that was over the top in all this video.
If I'm the defense, I absolutely play that angle. 1, it's off the top. 2, why did you coordinate with the media? You're tainting the jury pool by doing that. You're making my client guilty right off the bat. And then 3rd, the big defense thing is that credibility issue. If I'm the defense, I'm focused on those 3 things. At this point, until we know more and until charges are potentially filed.
Well, that's what question I know you guys want to go, but the time between the raid and an indictment, and from your experience as a lawyer, is this typical, usual, or a long time?
I mean, could be long, could be short. It was pretty short with regard to another mansion raid in South Florida.
Right.
I'll leave it at that. But it could be long. In this case, keep in mind that in the Trump case, there is a presidential election they're trying to speed up for. There's no rush in this Diddy case.
Yeah. I didn't hear this bit about cooperating with the media or coordinating with the media.
The media was there.
Who'd they coordinate with?
The media that was on scene, ready to go and film basically the invasion of Diddy's mansion.
Was that from the helicopter
From all angles. You know, that doesn't happen. We get a lot of tips, but that's a big tip. And if you get that, you send your crews.
Like CNN did with Roger Stone.
Honestly, all I can say is, wow, man. Damn, Diddy. This is a lot. For anybody. However, if these allegations are true, are well deserved. If they not, then obviously, you know, there's that. And of course, man, we would like to think that all of this is not true. We would like to find out that, oh yeah, man, that would be the golden moment. But it's not looking like that for Diddy when you have all of these people coming out, and you only wondering now whom will be the next. You have people who've been speaking against him, like his old bodyguard, Gene Deal, who's been speaking about this for a while. You had a previous artist in the group, Danity Kane, who said she's been talking about it for the last 3 years. You got Suge Knight out here giving the man some tips for when he go to jail. So, yeah, then you have the lawyer here kind of just breaking it all down for us and making it all make sense. And you can only wonder, will a case be presented against Diddy? You will have to make sure you come correct because that man is definitely powerful. One might say, hey, well, if you got the media there already who tipped them off, it only makes you wonder if somebody's behind going after Diddy. And if I'm just kind of, you know, putting 2 and 2 together, if they confiscating tapes, which is unconfirmed, if they confiscating cameras and tapes and things of that nature, if somebody's tipping them off, could that be that somebody's trying to get possession of said blackmail tapes? Just something that I wonder. Not true. It's just a theory, for sure.
An experience, so I had so much confusion going on, and they was going, 50, I'm like, me? Are you serious? Come in, girl. You wouldn't believe it, but, you know, I enjoyed myself. We enjoyed ourselves. I didn't do nothing Puffy did. Yeah, no, it was just so excitement. There's so much excitement that there was no reason for me to put something in our drink. I need you to remember. I need you to remember this. Huh?
The foundation.
Yeah. Thank you. I told you I jump around.
We backstage right now. We backstage. Gang City is going down. No Diddy. But if Papa Bear look at you the wrong way, you're fired.
Man, 50 Cent can be so petty for all the right reasons, though. He seemed to be having the time of his life with this. No Diddy, you know what I'm saying? The world seems to be having the time of their life saying no Diddy. However, you also have people whom are a little reluctant to speak about the previous partying with Diddy. I mean, rightfully so, man. You see what's going on right here, you know? And then on top of that, you know, we all raising the people's eyebrow, like, huh? What you really got? Anyhow, it makes you wonder, what else are you not telling us? recently Akon met up with TMZ, and he was asked about, you know, his party at Diddy's 50th birthday party. Let's check it out.
I mean, everybody, you know?
Man, the thing is, I don't really party much, so I couldn't really speak much on it. But
Yeah.
I would like to say, just pray for the man. God knows best. Whatever's happening, God's dealing with it, and that's the best thing to say. But it is very unfortunate that things in this business are always, being exposed in certain ways, and I think things could be done differently. But I think this is a matter for God to just continue dealing with how He's dealing with it.
So you think, like, stuff is basically the internet becomes, the judge and the jury before even seeing a court, right? Is that kind of like the idea,
I mean, I can't really speak in it, but I think when you have platforms like this, this is the year of truth at the end of the day. Things are going to be exposed, but how it's exposed, to whom it's exposed from, those things, everyone's going to have to answer for what we do on this earth, put it that way, right? We all have issues, problems, skeletons, and then we also have rewards and achievements and everything of that nature. But for the most part, I just believe that when God is dealing with you, you gotta let the process flow. And at this moment, all I can do is say, I hope things work out for for everybody in so many words. It's a God's plan. I think you just gotta allow this process to just play itself out.
At this point, it's pretty surreal watching all of these threads seem to come together. And it makes me wonder, how could we have all seemed to have missed the signs? You had people who were signed with Diddy, worked with Diddy, associated with Diddy, whom were discredited for speaking out against Diddy. And now we have this. What I can say is this man has the all-time conspiracy theory of 2024. Obviously, until it's proven otherwise.